Hey there, welcome to this episode of The Heroic Husband. I'm going to teach you how to get to Disneyland or Disney World for as little as possible. There's a lot of sites today that advertise going to Disneyland or Disney World for free, and trust me, I'm a big Disney fan. They're just not out there. It's just not possible to do exactly for free. You can get a huge reduction through the tips I'm going to show you today. Get a family of 4 to Disney World for just a little bit more than $1,000, about $1,400, and to Disneyland for about $1,200 or so. So I'm going to walk you through the tips and tricks on how to get there for less money than what you would normally spend. And a lot of people get concerned because they think, oh, is this a credit card scam? You know, do I have to open up a whole bunch of cards? And is it really going to hurt my credit? Let me tell you, from somebody who works in the financial services industry, you are going to be opening up credit cards. However, the number of cards you're going to open isn't huge. You're going to open up just about 3 of them at this point, possibly 6 between you and your spouse if you want to double up on the points that you can earn. But at the end of the day, it's not going to hurt your credit that much. I did it myself. I saw about a 20-point change in my credit report immediately, and then since I made all the payments and paid them all off, it immediately went right back to where it was before, and it's not hurt my credit since then. Again, I will give you another disclaimer. Credit cards are something to be used as a tool, not something to go out and buy whatever it is that you want. Don't go get the big screen TV and the Xbox just because you have a new card. What I'd recommend is use the card for your day-to-day purchases. So getting your groceries, getting the gas in your car, clothes for school, clothes for work, whatever you need. Use the card for that and pay it off each month. That way you're not paying any interest at all. Little known fact out there is actually if you pay off your credit card in the first billing cycle, you're not charged interest. So on these rewards programs, that's a great way for you to earn some quick points and to get quick redemptions is to just keep using it on your day-to-day purchases and pay it off with the money that you'd spend anyways. So we're going to hop on the computer here. I'm going to walk you through the hotel, the flight, and your park tickets. All in all, those are the big 3. If you ever get a rental car, and we'll talk about that later, hey, you don't really need one in Disney World at Orlando, but if you get a rental car, that'll be an expense. Obviously, food is always going to be an expense, so there's really no way to ever go for free. But we're going to show you a significant discount that you could go for about as little as $100 a month. So if you save for a year, you're going to get your family of 4 there pretty easily. And I'm going to take you through step by step. Again, at the end, I'm going to put some links in the YouTube video here that will show you each of those cards that I talk about. Please click the links. You're watching my video. It does give me some bonus points, full disclosure, but I've done the research. I've done the tips and the tricks. I've done it. I've made this work for my family myself. You'll get to see some of my points on here. So please help me out as well. Click the link and you can go right to the card directly and get yourself all set up and going on there as well. Thanks.
Okay. So I'm going to walk you through some programs here that can help you save a lot of money whether you're going to go to Disneyland or Disney World. And I'm going to show you the exact ones that I used. And I'm going to start with the Starwood Preferred Guest Credit Card from American Express. You can see that this card earns you 75,000 bonus points when you first sign up. Earning those 75,000 bonus points is a huge advantage to you and helps you get most of the way, not all of the way, but most of the way to the points that you're going to need to stay. You can see that if you use your card to make $3,000 in purchases in the first 3 months, you're going to get those points. That equates to about $1,000 a month. What I recommend to most people is use it for your day-to-day items, your groceries, your gas, things that you're already spending your money on. That way, you're not coming out of pocket, you're not being extravagant, you're not doing anything that you wouldn't normally do, okay? That's going to get you 75,000 bonus points, plus then you get the 3,000 points and the purchases that you made as well, okay? This card has no intro annual fee for the first year, so if you're able to use this, book your stay at Disneyland or Disney World, and I'll show you those in just a moment. You can avoid the annual fee. If you book it, do it, get back, then cancel your card. After that, it is $95 a year, okay? Within Starwood, just to give you a range here, for being a member, you get a member exclusive right up here. 5th night free for every 4 you book. So we're basically going to say that you're going to stay for a total of 5 nights. So you're going to be paying for 4, okay? To go to Disney World, You can stay at the Walt Disney World Dolphin or the Walt Disney World Swan, and those are 40,000 points average per night. Now, that is for all 5 nights. So that's 200,000 points to stay at the Disney World Dolphin or the Swan, 200,000 for 5 nights. Now, what you can do, go back over here, you sign up for your card, you start your spending over 3 months. Then what you do is within the American Express app, within their website, you can refer other people to the card for bonus points as well. So refer your spouse after the 3 months, after you've done your 3,000, you get points for that, as well as then you get a second card and you get the other 75,000 bonus points. Starwood will let you transfer points between you and your spouse if you want, and it's very easy to do. You just have to be living at the same address, and you just log in and move them. You can see here, I'm Silver Elite. In the last 10 months, I've earned 216,000 points by doing 2 cards and just doing my normal month-to-month spending. So I have enough now to stay for 5 nights at either one of these. My goal is to go up to 7 nights. Okay, so big savings there. When you look here, and this is my budget that I built. I blocked it out. It's already filled in, but I made it white so that you can't see and look ahead. But the hotels that they have, so this is, if you were to just pay cash for the Dolphin or the Swan, you're paying $1,280 for the 5 nights. In LA, you can go and stay at a different hotel for $965. So it's a bit cheaper. They do charge you a resort fee of $35 a night or something like that. So it's let's see, it's $32 a night right up there. So $32 a night. Fix that. So $160 for the resort fee. That's consistent at both. But then you can see the savings is $1,120. Okay, so pretty big savings. I'm paying $160 for 5 nights either at Orlando, at Disney World, or $160 for 5 nights. Okay, second on the list is your airline. You have to find a way to get there. So what I used the Southwest Rapid Rewards card. We live in Denver, and Denver is a hub for Southwest, which makes it very easy to get flights here. They have 2 versions of the card. I'm going to recommend just the basic one because you get 40,000 points right off the bat here if you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months from the account opening. Okay. The disadvantage to this card is you do get a $69 annual fee in your first billing statement. Whereas the other card, you don't have an annual fee until you've been in it a year. This one you do get hit right away. Okay. But you are earning 2 points for every dollar, 1 point on Southwest, and then 1 point for everything else. And then you get anniversary points. Okay. So here's how you use this card now. 40,000 points is almost or about 2 airline tickets. They run about 20,000 points a piece, and I'll show you that. So just like the Starwood card, as soon as you get this card and you spend your $1,000, which is very easy to do just with 1 month's worth of groceries and going out and gas in your car, you then do the same thing. You refer your spouse and let them also get 40,000 points, plus you get bonus points. Now, you can book your airline tickets separate. So I can go on and book for me and one of my kids, and she can go on and book for her and the other kid. Make sense? So you can do it through 2 cards over here as well. You are going to pay 2 annual fees doing that, but I can tell you at the end of the day, to get two tickets for about $70 on your annual fee, that's pretty inexpensive. Now, I want to give you an example here and walk you through it because there's a trick if you're going to California. Okay, so you can see if I were to fly from Denver to LAX nonstop, my flights are going to be anywhere from $110 to $164 one way. Same thing down here on the return flight. Okay, so it's going to cost me about $220 to fly. So I'm going to come back to my budget, change that, times my 4 people, and sorry, Orlando's $322 per person. So, but there's my $220 per person, so $880. Now, that's the cost. If I go to points, and select nonstop again, and I just picked a random 5 days as far out as I could, so I know the dates don't match up here. but this is a good ballpark. If I choose just points on nonstop, you can see, hey, this is a good day to book, and here's why. I can go for as little as just under 7,000 points. So my round trip would be 14,000 points versus the 20 I quoted you. So I could get 2 tickets for 28,000 points. I could get a third ticket for 42,000 points. So that 40,000 bonus points plus my $1,000 to spend. If I did it on Southwest site or whatnot, I now have 3 tickets with only just the 1 card. Okay, I could probably rack up enough points if I worked hard enough at that card to get it all on 1, but why not just take advantage and get 2 cards to get the bonuses there? Okay, but here's the trick I want to show you. In LA, there are 5 airports you can go to. Okay, so since you're probably going to have to get a rental car anyways in LA, I would recommend take a look at each of the airports. And the reason is typically we like flying in out of Santa Ana, Orange County, John Wayne Airport because it's closest to Disneyland. But on our last trip, I looked at Long Beach and I got our tickets for 2,000 points round trip, 1,000 each way, because Long Beach didn't have enough customers going through there. So I was able to get, basically 4 tickets for 8,000 points. So that's a phenomenal deal. You always have to be very frequent when you're checking and you want to look way ahead to see what's out there. But that is a great way to save you some points and make it even easier if you shop through the 5 different airports out in LA. Unfortunately, in Orlando, there's only one. It's the code there is MCO. And you can see Orlando only has the one hub for Southwest. So that's going to be the only place you're going to fly, and it is more expensive to go out there. Okay. Now, when you book your trip through Southwest, you have to pay service cost. It's $11.22 per ticket. Okay, so for 4 people, $44.88, and then you can see you're going to have some good savings over there. Okay. The last piece of your trip that you're going to want to look at is your theme park tickets. So if you're going to Orlando, you can see up here at the top, I'm on the Disney World page, 2 adults, 2 kids between the ages of 3 to 9. I have 3 options to do 4 days. Okay, so what I told him is there's 4 parks. You've got Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios in Orlando. And so I want 4 days. I want to do a day at each park. I have a couple options. I can do a mission to 1 park per day. I can do the park hopper option, which allows me to go park to park. Or I can do this one with all the water parks and the other stuff if I wanted. I'm not a water park person, so I'm going to skip that, and I'm looking at these 2. Now, if I'm out there for 6 days, 5 nights, and I'm flying in on the first and I'm leaving on the last, I know I'm going to have 4 solid days out there. I'm not going to want to do the park hopper option. That's just my personal preference. And the reason is it's $300 more, and I would have to be moving that quick. I'd have to be jumping from park to park, riding their trams, and doing the whole 9 yards. I'd rather do 1 park for the day. So spend my day at Epcot, go through the World Showcase, eat the food, ride all the fun rides, have my fun day there, watch their show at the end of the night, and I've really devoted a full day to Epcot, and I can do that 4 times. So I can do each park once. So that's going to cost me $1,480. Okay? So I'm going to add that in. We'll come to the total here in just a second. Now, if I go to Disneyland, same thing. I did 4 days here. Now, 4 days is probably overkill at Disneyland. That's more time than what you're going to need. But 4 days, same plan is $1,184. This one you could do the park hopper option on because they're so close, but I would still just do the 1 park. You're going to have more than enough time. So $1,184. Now, when you go through their site, if you buy tickets on their site, you can get their card. And with their card, you can earn a $200 statement credit if you spend $500 when you're buying your ticket. So do that online when you're buying your tickets there. You can get an immediate $200 savings. But then the other big advantages you get is you get 10% off on shopping and dining at all the parks. So that's going to save you a lot of money when you're on site there. So definitely something that I recommend. So I'm knocking off $200. There is a way to use the Chase Sapphire card and earn a ton of points, and you can get your park tickets through that because it is deemed a travel expense, and that's also a big savings there. But to do so, you would need to earn so many points. It's ridiculous. Your tickets for free. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. So what we did is we did 3 cards, okay? So we did the Starwood card for your hotel, Southwest for your flights. Now you could use United, you could use Frontier, any of the other cards out there, and then Disney card for my park tickets. And I'm going to show you the totals here. Okay. So if I'm going to Disney World for a family of 4, it's about $1,000 a person to do your flight, hotel, and your park tickets. My cost is about $1,400. So I'm saving about $2,500 and change. That's a huge savings. Obviously more than 50%. Disneyland is comparable, so about $3,000. It's about $1,000 less from Denver to go to LA than it is to go to Orlando. And I'm only going to spend about $1,100, almost $1,200 here. So it's costing me just about $200 more to go to Orlando, and a savings of $1,800 in total. Other things to consider: car and transportation. If you go to LA, you're going to need a car. If you don't want to spend all 4 days at Disneyland, you can do a day at Universal. That's always a fun park to go to. You can drive down to San Diego and go to SeaWorld and check out San Diego, because San Diego is another great city. In Orlando, if you go to Disney World and you're just doing your 4 days, they have transportation from each of the hotels to each of the parks. So that could be free for you. You could just need to get a cab over to the hotel and then just stay on site the entire time. Obviously, you're going to be paying for food. Food does get expensive. The trick that we have learned is we take a backpack and fill it full of snacks and goodies and sandwiches, and we'll even, when we fly in, we'll run by a Walmart and pick up bread and stuff to make the sandwiches and pick up snacks, so we're not flying them around. And just fill up your backpack, because the Disney parks allow you to bring your own food. So you can eat your own food. That's going to be a huge cost savings. Now, if you didn't want to eat your own food, or let's say you eat 2 meals of your own and want to buy a meal there, use that credit card, because that credit card is going to save you 10% at all of the Disney shops and restaurants out there. So that's a great advantage. And then, of course, souvenirs. That's up to you what you want to do on your souvenirs. We let our daughter do 1 souvenir per trip, so that way we're not constantly fighting every single day as we walk through every single store. She is then shopping and looking for the 1 item that she really wants to get, and usually by about the 3rd or 4th day, she's decided, and we make sure that we find it at one of the shops there and pick it up for her. So in the end, this is a great way to get your family, and I did it based on a family of 4 again, to Disney World or to Disneyland on a budget. It's going to save you a ton of money, and if you think about it, if you start saving now, it's just a little more than about $100 a month. So if you're saving $100 a month into a savings account and do this card plan on your regular spending, you could go to Disneyland or Disney World for a very relatively low cost. I have seen people take this to the next level and get multiple cards. So, a card for me, card for my spouse, and they do it and then they close them. And then there's a wait period of, like, let's say 2 years, and then they do it again. And so they continually have this thing rolling and going where they keep opening and closing the cards to do so. Not something I highly recommend. This is kind of a one and done type deal, unless you can find other hotel partners or other airlines to use it on, which I would definitely recommend doing. So maybe use Southwest this time, next time you use United. Or you use Starwood this time, and next time you use Hilton Honors, because they also have a program through them. But a great way to save some money. I've left links for all of the cards in my YouTube channel there underneath in the comment section, so please take a look at those. I'm going to say that selfishly because, yes, I do get referral credit if you use my links. So please do so for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you.